I'm Paul Pennycook. I'm Director of Tourism for Jamaica.
Well, good morning, and thank you for taking the time to speak to Breaking Travel News. We're here at ITB Berlin 2016, the first day of the show. Perhaps you could tell our viewers just a little bit about what's on your agenda for this year.
Well, I guess in terms of what's happening in Jamaica and so on, the first thing I need to update you about, we recently had an election and we've actually had a change of government. And so the Jamaica Labour Party now forms the government of Jamaica, and therefore has been a change of ministers. The Honourable Ed Bartlett, who was Minister of Tourism between 2007 and 2011, is back as minister. He was sworn in on Monday, so he's now the Minister of Tourism again. In terms of how we've been doing as a destination, 2015 was another great year for us. We once again exceeded the 2 million visitor arrival mark. Well, we had 2.1 million stopover visitors and we had 1.6 million cruise visitors. So we had another great year in Jamaica last year, and pretty much most of our major markets performed very well for us.
Mr. Bartlett, you mentioned there, very experienced hand in the industry. Do you see any change of direction in the tourism policy under his leadership?
I doubt there'll be much change of direction because, there's one thing about Jamaica, and that is all political parties and everybody is aware of the fact that tourism is very important to the destination. And so regardless of who is in power, that minister makes sure that we get constant growth in the industry, not only growth in arrivals, but growth in investment and growth in employment and all that stuff for the industry.
One area you've been particularly successful in of late is the cruise industry. You've been putting a lot of money into the facilities you have on offer there. Perhaps you could bring us up to date with what's on offer there.
We've made major improvements in the cruise ports in both Ocho Rios and Montego Bay, and of course the Falmouth port is new still, and they have all resulted in our seeing tremendous improvements in the cruise industry, in the cruise visitor arrivals. And yes, we have been investing a lot in that because the cruise section of the industry is that important to us. Something else that I should mention, we're now finished with the North-South link of the highway that we've been building in Jamaica, and that is going to make a big difference, particularly with cruise arrivals into Ocho Rios, because cruise ship visitors or cruise ships arriving into Ocho Rios, those visitors will now be able to disembark, go down to Kingston, visit an attraction like the Bob Marley Museum, Trenchtown or something like that, Port Royal, and go back to Ocho Rios in time to sail at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So that north-south link of the highway is going to make a tremendous difference to our visitors to the island.
So they'll be able to see a great deal more of Jamaica while they're there. Perhaps you could tell us about the World Travel Awards as well. I believe you've been selected to host that event, and we're also recognised as the world's leading cruise destination. So you've got a close relationship with that organisation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've been the world's leading cruise destination for some time. We have been certainly the leading destination in the Caribbean for some time. We have won the leading convention centre for some time, and so we're very pleased that the World Travel Awards is finding its way back to Jamaica, and so we're certainly looking forward to the next staging of it.
And just finally, we're here in Germany, in Berlin, as I mentioned. How important is this market for Jamaican tourism?
Very important. As a matter of fact, 2016 we're targeting Germany specifically as a market that we want to see new growth from, and we've just been advised that there's some exciting development in the airlift situation, where not that we're getting any more direct flights, we'd love to get some more of those, but the Air Berlin has just put into their system that you can now find Berlin or 30 cities in Germany to Montego Bay in the system, where they connect with American over Miami, because they are now all in one world. But the important point is that you can now find that in the GDS systems, where you can book Montego Bay directly on Air Berlin starting March 1st.
So it's easier to get there and it's easier to get around, so you're doing well.
We're doing very well, and we're looking forward to growth out of Germany for this year.
Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.